Lecture 1 Chinese Feng Shui versus Western Feng Shui. Everyone recognizes Feng Shui as a unique form of knowledge originating from China. It's popular not only in China, but also among Chinese communities around the world. However, beyond Chinese Feng Shui, there is another type that has gained global popularity, which I refer to as Western Feng Shui. The goal of this Feng Shui series is to introduce you to the real, authentic Chinese Feng Shui, not the Western version that often found online and in English Feng Shui books. Before we dive into what Chinese Feng Shui is all about, it's important to first understand the key differences between Chinese Feng Shui and Western Feng Shui. This way, as you watch this series, you won't confuse the two. Although Western Feng Shui is a form of popular culture in the West that evolved from Chinese Feng Shui, it is fundamentally different from Chinese Feng Shui in 5 main aspects. First, Western Feng Shui often describe the Feng Shui as the Chinese art of arranging furniture in your home to create good energy flow. You may have seen books that say things like the Asian art of furniture placement and energy flow in the home. But here's the thing. Chinese Feng Shui isn't about arranging furniture at all. In fact, none of the classic Feng Shui texts or schools in China focus on furniture placement. So, what is Feng Shui really about? Simply put, Chinese Feng Shui is about balancing the energies of the time, space, and the human body. This energy, known as qi, is the life force that flows through everything. According to Feng Shui, by adjusting this energy, we can improve our personal destiny. To give you a simple example, in Feng Shui, the qi in our bodies flows through the pathways called meridians, and each person has a unique energy field. When we focus on seasonal energy, the energy field around you changes. Spring is associated with wood energy, summer with the fire, autumn with the metal, and winter with the water. From a Feng Shui perspective, if you were born in spring, you would have wood energy in your body, which influences your life path. Especially, the east is associated with the wood energy, the south with the fire, the west with the metal, and the north with the water. Therefore, someone born in spring with wood energy would naturally be connected with the east direction. Of course, this is a very simple example. Real Feng Shui is much more complex. Second, Western Feng Shui relies heavily on a chart called 8 life situations. This concept first appeared in Sarah Rosbach's book, Interior Design with Feng Shui, and has since become central to the Western Feng Shui. It's based on a traditional Chinese chart called the Later Heaven chart, which contains 8 symbols used in divination for thousands of years, known as gua, or trigrams in English. These 8 trigrams come from the ancient Chinese classic Zhou Yi, or the Book of Changes in English. Because Western Feng Shui authors and practitioners lack knowledge of the Book of Changes, they do not understand the concept of the trigrams or later heaven chart, and therefore do not know how to use the chart correctly. In Western Feng Shui, the chart is giving a Western interpretation that completely contradicts its original purpose. In Chinese Feng Shui, the chart is not used in this way. I will explain this chart in detail in a later lecture. By the way, the 8 life situations chart, derived from the later heaven chart, isn't exclusive to Western Feng Shui. There is a similar chart used in Japanese Feng Shui. However, the Japanese version has a clear cultural context, and the life aspects represented by the 8 trigrams can be traced back to corresponding Feng Shui concepts. In contrast, the Western chart provides no explanation for why these life situations are arranged the way they are. For example, in Japanese chart, the Kan trigram, located at the bottom center, represents family. But in Western chart, the Zhen trigram, located in the center left, represents the family. The Japanese use of Kan for family has a theoretical basis, but the Western use of Zhen lacks any clear explanation. The detailed explanation will be covered in future lectures. Even though professional Feng Shui practitioners don't use the 8 life situations chart, it still holds some value in popular Feng Shui culture. Third, a third difference is that Western Feng Shui has a Feng Shui definition concerning the main entrance, also derived from the book Interior Design with Feng Shui, called the 3-door Bagua. According to this definition, the entrance of any building must be located at the positions of the Gen, Kan, and the Qian trigrams on the later heaven chart, which correspond to the bottom left, center, and the bottom right positions of the chart. Why must the entrance be at these positions? Even the book's author likely doesn't know. Anyone familiar with the Chinese Feng Shui culture would recognize that this definition contradicts traditional Chinese Feng Shui principles. In Chinese Feng Shui, there are no such rules for entrance placement. In fact, entrances are often located in the position opposite those suggested by Western Feng Shui, which are the top 3 positions on the later heaven chart. For example, the most traditional placement for the main gate for the imperial palace city is in the center, corresponding to the Li trigram. While for the regular home, the entrance of the courtyard is placed in the upper left, corresponding to the Xun trigram, also known as the Green Dragon Gate. Buildings rarely have entrances in the 3 positions suggested by Western Feng Shui, especially the bottom left, associated with the Gen trigram, which is considered the ghost gate. I will discuss the concept of Feng Shui entrances and the theories behind them in a dedicated lecture. Fourth, the core of the Chinese Feng Shui is about harmonize the energy fields of the time, space, and the human body, using a complex system of yin-yang and 5 elements. However, Western Feng Shui only seems to know the names of yin-yang and 5 elements without really understanding the knowledge behind them. So, in essence, Western Feng Shui hasn't truly entered the world of the Feng Shui. In the book Interior Design with Feng Shui, there is a concept called the 3 harmonies, which is the only part of Western Feng Shui that touches on energy field adjustments. But even this concept is not fully understood by anyone in terms of its underlying principles. Fifth, lastly, Western Feng Shui has its own set of tools and objects, like mirrors, flutes, and crystals. And some of these are used very differently from Chinese Feng Shui, often in ways that don't align with the Chinese principles. For example, in Western Feng Shui, there are two popular ways to use mirrors. One is hanging a mirror on the wall behind the stove in the kitchen, and the other is hanging a mirror in front of a dining table. But neither of these practices is part of Chinese Feng Shui. In Chinese Feng Shui, mirrors are used with great caution because they involve a concept called Ya Sheng, which is about regulating energy through the five elements. A mirror, as an object, belongs to the fire element. So, hanging a mirror behind a stove, which also represents fire, would only amplify the fire energy, disrupting the balance. Similarly, you won't want to hang a large mirror in front of your dining table without first understanding the energy field of your home and your personal energy field. For example, if someone is born in summer with zodiac sign of the horse, they have a strong personal fire energy and should avoid placing a mirror in front of a dining table. On the other hand, if someone is born in winter with the zodiac sign of the rat, their personal qi is associated with the strong water energy, and they might benefit from placing a mirror in a specific location at home to balance their energy field. These are just a few of the most common differences between Western Feng Shui and Chinese Feng Shui. I created this channel to introduce Western Feng Shui enthusiasts to the authentic Chinese Feng Shui, share the research of a series of scholars on Chinese Feng Shui, and explain why many concepts in Western Feng Shui books are incorrect. This way, you will have a better understanding of the differences between Chinese and Western Feng Shui as you learn more. So, what exactly is Chinese Feng Shui? In the next lecture, I will use simple language and examples to provide an overview.